Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Warning, this podcast contains spoilers.
Let's go watch it in 2D. No, let's go watch it in 3D. But if we watch it in 3D, then is it worth the cost?
I think I know why he's as good as you, Henry. Your DNA and his, identical.
My orders are to kill you. You have 12 minutes to run.
What the hell is all of this?
Now you have 11 minutes. You had your time. It's my time now. Gemini Man, October 11th, rated PG-13.
Hello. This is Adolph. I have with me Krista.
Hello.
And Jake.
Howdy, folks.
And we're doing a little bit of an abbreviated spoiler cast for Gemini Man. We kind of go into detail for like an hour on movies for a spoiler cast, but today we're going to try to do 10 minutes. Just because, there's not that much plot in this movie. I mean, there is some big issues here, but, try to tighten things up.
The main issue is with the ending, really.
So, any more things about the 3D you want to throw out there, spoiler-wise?
I mean, there's nothing hugely spoilery. Oh, there is the one moment when the way they reveal that the guy gets killed is that they dump his body and like the one girl's body into the water and you see them fall towards you. That was cool.
And Jake mentioned in the spoiler-free version that there's a really awesome 3D fight at the end. So it's the last real big action scene in a store, and just everything is being destroyed here. And, it goes to another store and it catches on fire, and there's like this, basically like a Terminator, soldier going after him. And, we eventually figure out that this is another clone, and this whole scene was just gorgeous. And like, Jake said in the spoiler-free version, you almost wanted to duck because the firefights are just flying at you. There's one scene that was just like paused for a couple of seconds in slow motion kind of thing that was just amazing in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've seen some other kind of reviews say that, well, yeah, the high frame rate looks cool, but the 3D, there's only a couple scenes where it really is, things flying out or depth. And it's like, no, it's not about that. It's about overall picture, how it is.
Yeah. It's about like the reaching into the screen. It's not about like gimmicky throwing things out of you. It's about like the world and being a part of the world.
Oh, but Ang Lee gave us both, so yeah. I mean, there were great pop-outs. I mean, he added it all, and it was all seamless. None of it was gimmicky. It felt like it was natural cinematography. I mean, it just flowed.
I don't know if you've seen Life of Pi in 3D, but Life of Pi, which Ang Lee also made, that was gorgeous in 3D. So like, Ang Lee has always been good at 3D, and he's just like competing against himself at this point,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nobody's gonna say anything about his Hulk movie anymore.
So, okay, back to the movie itself.
The
first Hulk.
The first one, yeah.
Oh my god.
I kind of like that one.
The first theatrical. It's not bad. It's just not a Hulk movie.
It's a weird movie.
Yeah. It's just not the Hulk.
It's a really dark movie that not really comic book, really. It just kind of has a comic booky end.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's get to this movie. So, Henry here, Will Smith, he starts off, sniping someone off a train, which was a pretty cool way to start the movie. It was just like, whoa. And he has like a friend, he's calling him, and he's like, all right, shoot him. And, it has like a kid get in their way, but then, shoot him anyway and get him. But you figure out that this person, was connected to this person. And then it's just like a whole spy kind of thing falls in where, oh no, Will Smith can't retire, and oh, we're going to, kill him before he can retire. So let's hire someone, to do that. Well, only the best version is him, but we have a younger version of him, which is Junior. And Will Smith figures out right away that they're hunting him now, and he's like in a dock, and he finds this.
The setup is kind of convoluted. It takes like 40 minutes for us to get to like the actual meat of the Junior and Will Smith fighting.
Yeah, but we know everybody. We know all the places. Everything's set up. I mean, we've got all this action and then all this setup going, running parallel. So
yeah,
that was smart. So none of it bogged stuff down.
There's some, friends here with Will Smith, Wong, and I forget the girl's name or character.
Danny.
And I like them both. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Also, did anyone notice the shared tattoo we see on the what's his name, Jack, and also on the Baron? Yeah. You see the tattoo on all their wrists.
Yeah, that's just a kind of a cinema television trope. So they all serve together, because usually you're either in a gang, a military unit, or some secret society. Everybody has the same tattoo.
And
or you work in an Avengers movie.
So mostly the action's there, and then once they figure out that he's a clone, they want to talk to him. It's like, hey, you don't have to kill us, and he doesn't know anything, and we have just so many action scenes that are just awesome. And the one scene that I remember was with a scene with a motorcycle where you just kept ramming him into the other car, and it was just awesome.
Yeah.
So eventually you figure out that it's the main villain here is the one that wants to make a huge amount of clones, and eventually they have to decide to kill him and then stop the program, and eventually they send another guy out to kill them because now the younger one is there with them. And I thought the younger one joining the team was a little bit easy.
No, I didn't have a problem with that. I think that kind of made sense. But where it really went off the rails for me was after we revealed that there's this third clone, because it's clearly the same age as Junior, but the implication being that it might have been made later because Junior has emotions and this other one doesn't feel pain and doesn't have any sort of emotions.
He was a little younger.
Yeah.
He looked like he was only 18.
Yeah.
Now, about the CG here, I thought the CG was pretty damn great. I didn't have any problems with the younger versions of Will Smith.
Yeah. Ang Lee didn't use the de-aging technology.
No,
he motion capture.
And he also took studied shots of earlier Will Smith pieces. He took stuff from Fresh Prince and Men in Black and that kind of thing to try and create this Frankenstein monster. But he sewed it together well, so no one noticed.
Yeah, and he decided to get rid of because I don't know if you remember in Fresh Prince, Will Smith had that fugly little mustache thing going on.
So basically, we wrap up the story where they kill the second clone, they kill the main guy, and then it all ties up in the cute little package where clone goes to school, or Junior goes to school, gets an identity, and everything's happy-dory, and it just seemed a little bit cheap.
The reason I'm so confused and frustrated by the ending is because if we actually had a government conspiracy in which we were cloning soldiers, number one, we would not have just cloned one soldier. There would be more than just these two clones. There would be, and it would be more than just one guy.
He kind of implied it, but I wanted more than that, more confirmation other than because the speech, he kind of implied that they made a lot of clones.
Yeah, that's what I was very confused about, because this guy, he kind of implied that there was a lot of clones, but then we're talking in the ending with this other, like, Will Smith's handler or whatever, and he's like, there's no more clones, we confirmed it. And I'm like, I feel like that's not true.
You are right. It's probably not true. Because I just thought the way he delivered that answer was like, yeah, why would anybody believe you?
Yeah. And so the reason I'm kind of frustrated by the ending is because, if we had a government conspiracy, it wouldn't be solved by killing one dude.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, it's all just kind of cute. Like, did you go to college? I mean, college is not easy, so you can't just go there if you never had any kind of schooling before.
And also, like, he's been through so much trauma, just over the course of this movie, let alone his upbringing, which he implied has an abusive father. So, he's still got a lot of emotional crap going on to deal with that isn't just made better by his father being killed.
Yeah.
And also like the moment where Will Smith, like, it was a good moment where he's like, you don't want those ghosts, he talks him down from killing the guy, but then he takes the gun and kills the guy himself. Like, that was a good moment. But also, like, it doesn't matter if you're the one holding the gun or not. You still just saw your dad get shot.
Yeah.
Like, it's still a traumatic experience, no matter who's holding the gun.
That's true, but then he's not the one who shot the guy proposing to bring back slavery.
Yeah.
So the minute he gave that speech, I'm like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
Shoot him for that. I mean, I'd shoot somebody sitting there proposing to bring back slavery.
Yeah.
Let him finish the speech.
So, just to recap, just in case you didn't listen to the spoiler-free version, we all loved the 3D here. We thought it was great, and Jake would actually go far enough to go editor's choice. Now, Krista, you originally gave it an 8, but now you're changing it to a 9, right?
8. Yeah, 8's a good number.
All right, I gave it a 7, and Jake, you gave it a 8 as well, right?
8. Mm-hmm.
All right, I guess that's it for us for this abbreviated Spoilercast. Thank you for listening. All right, before this podcast ends, I want to give a thank you to my patrons. Right now, we have one patron, which is David from Spain, and I want to thank you for your financial support. All right, so that's going to be it for this podcast.
We now have a Patreon, and the link is in the description. Thanks for watching.
And we are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. They don't put it everywhere. Just look for us, 3D or 2D. And of course, review us on iTunes. And if you want to write us a letter, our email address is email3d or 2d at gmail.com. So that's going to be it. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.